Hello and welcome. My name is Gene, and today we're going to move ourselves through a heart opening and back compressing sequence of movements, primarily building up your space and your asana toward a Dhanurasana or bow pose. So, with those preliminaries set, start off in a seat. Whether that seat has the legs crossed, legs extended, or out to the sides. It's all just that moment to introduce yourself to your space, carving out time for you with the breath in through the nose. And then a breath out through the nose, or sigh through the mouth. Take another couple more for you. After giving yourself just a couple of non-committal breaths of witness and observation, perhaps now is great to tune into where you're feeling any sustain, any hold, any tension in the body, particularly around your heart, your chest space, even your shoulders. Perhaps you're holding on to something there that your breath can help you release, even if just for this small practice today. And as part of your grounding into the space, if you have an intention for your practice today, that lighthouse beacon helping you across the ocean of your practice, great time to let the light shine on you as you breathe. As mentioned, we'll be building our bodies up toward Dhanurasana or bow pose today. So, any kind of affirmatory or intentional work centered around discipline, precision, focus, even just the act of practicing, fine-tuning your craft, your body, your skill set. Any of those can make for great intentions. Bring whatever feels good. We'll just take another 3 more breaths here. Nice work. As you've allowed time to anchor yourself to the space, we'll start off with some spinal warm-ups just to get the back body prepared for that compression work. So starting with the neck, take some circles. As you breathe in, right ear goes to right shoulder, and then breathing out, take the chin past your chest space, your sternum. Breathing in, the left ear finds the left shoulder, and then if it feels comfortable, breathing out, release the neck behind you, throat to the sky. Take another 2 more for yourself to the right. And all the while, just taking your time, being thoughtful with how that circle feels in your body. When you find yourself back at center, take another 3 circles total to the left now. Nice job. One more, maybe two more. Maybe you're already finished, as 3 circles for you is all at your pace. But upon arriving at center, we'll add in some more spine movement with some cat-cows here. So breathing in, we'll take the arms with us today. Fingers go out nice and wide, chest is open. And then hollowing in your rib cage. Exhale, just curling the hands inward like you're holding a beach ball. Pick another few more for yourself. And same thing, as part of that discipline intention, find that deliberate act of moving in and moving out with your breath. All of those interconnected points, really helping you to feel where you're storing any discomfort, where any of that tension, as mentioned earlier, is lodging itself within. Nice job. We'll take another 2 more here. And breathing in. Feel the air in your lungs. Let it live there for a little bit longer than you might want. And then breathing out, everything hollows together. Nice job. Nice work. From there, you're just coming back to center, taking a seat. Make a couple shoulder circles for yourself. 2 back to front, 2 front to back. Just enough to stimulate the chest a little bit, get the pectoral muscles active and aware. Once that feels good for you now, if you're in a seat, we will all meet each other in Dandasana, staff pose. So feel free to bring your blanket or blocks at any point. You're just going to inhale, shifting back on the sit bones, just so that the legs uncurl. And then exhale, lengthening your legs out in front, Dandasana, staff. From here, just going to waddle side to side a little bit, making sure your sit bones are set on the mat. And then taking a breath in through the nose, lengthening your spine to the sky. And then breathing out, bending that right knee. You're just going to open the knee out to the side as we take a couple of seated tree folds. So, breathe in, arms now reach themselves up to the sun. And then exhale, hinging forward, hands rest where they will. Getting a little bit of a stretch in each leg. Left leg now on this side, and then right leg will be on the other side. So breathing here. Think about hollowing your heart center just like you did in your cat-cows, so that you feel your body extending forward just a little bit more. More breaths here, nice job. Feel the air go in and feel the air leave as it goes out. What do those feelings create within you as you notice full space and empty space? Nice. And then breathing in. Take your time, restacking the spine. You're coming back to center. On the exhale, you're just helping the right knee point up to the sun. From there, we're just going to step that right foot over the left leg, bring the knees a little closer together, and then taking a half shoelace fold, exhale, hinging forward ever so slightly. Now your shoelace or half shoelace fold might feel different for your body. So again, just meet yourself where you're at today, getting a little bit into the inner hip rotator here. giving a good bit of folding now, as once you're in those back compressions later, you've got yourself sufficiently warmed up. Also a nice way of giving some love to your spine, as you know your spine's about to be compressed a little bit, and that might create some sensations. Nice job. 2 more breaths here. Good work. So taking an inhale, the spine restacks. You're coming back to center. And then from here, you're going to exhale, helping your right leg over the left. Now, adding in a little bit more here, you're going to take what's called an Ardha Virasana, a half hero's pose, by guiding the inner right thigh to the earth, tucking the sole of the right foot close to your right sit bone. Just taking a couple breaths here. Now you want to think about bringing basically the inner thighs as close together as they feel comfortable getting. This is a slightly ask posture for your knees. So again, check if this feels comfortable for you. Taking just another 3 more breaths here. Spine is long, shoulders are soft, heart is open. 1 more breath. Nice. Now, to bring yourself out, you're just going to shift more to your left on an inhale. And then exhale, extending your right leg out to the top of the mat. Waddle yourself back onto your sit bones. Take another inhale here. And then from staff pose, taking that same series to the other side. Exhale, left knee bends, just to fan it out to the left side. When you feel that the sole of your left foot is against your inner right thigh, that's your moment to breathe in, arms lengthen upward. And then exhale, seated tree, as you fold forward, hinge forward. Nice place to revisit your intention, your sankalpa. Recognizing that every entity follows a kind of discipline, a kind of pattern to its processes. It is a pattern cultivated over time, over ritual. Your body is the same way. You do a lot with discipline, with focus and drive as you breathe, as your heart beats. Three more breaths here. Last one. Give some gratitude with this breath, holding attention to any thoughts that might be trying to vie for your focus. And then when you're ready, breathing in, it's time to walk the hands up the leg, up the sides. And then once you're in a seat, exhale, left hand scoops the left knee to center. From there, stepping that left foot over the right leg, sliding the knees a little closer. Breathe in through your nose. And then half shoelace fold, exhale, hollowing in your ribs. Almost like you're feeling your lower back lengthen and expand as you're taking this fold. We'll get a little more into the lumbar region of the spine. And again, just feeling how your body wants to be in space. Maybe the hands want to reach for the foot. Maybe you're just happy where you are. Be in the moment for you. Past that halfway mark, you've got another 4 breaths or so. Great work. One last breath here for good measure. Breathing in. And then breathing out any of that tension, any of that uncertainty. Just send it back to the world. From here, you're breathing in just to lengthen the spine once more. And then breathing out, sliding that left leg over the right again. From there, it's just bringing that inner left thigh toward the ground. Might take a little adjusting. Maybe your hand helps your left ankle move your left foot a little closer to the left sit bone. And then Ardha Virasana, half hero's pose, 5 breaths here. In truth, this is a posture that I've only started to revisit more over time, as it's great to open up your hip flexor a bit. If you find yourself sitting down a lot, this asana in particular is really nice for opening out that hip flexor, giving you a little bit more heat there. It can be nice to reset the body a bit. 2 breaths to go. Nice, y'all. From here, breathing in, shifting your body to the right just so that you help scoop that left foot out to center. And then once you're back on your mat, exhale, sway, waddle yourself. Sway and waddle. Always nice to put together in words. Also, feel free to drink some water if you have some water in your space. So we've got the legs and the body and the heart center and the spine pretty well set for what we want to do today. Just got a little bit more warming up before we actually move into Dhanurasana or bow pose. For now though, coming back to your mat, feeling your sit bones reestablish on the earth, you're just going to choose a side, left or right. The legs are going to swing all the way to the back of your mat as you come down to your abdomen. Now, feel free to make a pillow with your forearms, just for the forehead to rest. From there, you can sway the ankles side to side, giving a little bit of love to your SI plate, that sacroiliac plate, the center, the front of the pelvis, essentially. If you want a little extra stretch as well, you can take your toes, curl them onto the mat, and press into your toes just so that the fronts of your feet, your plantar fascia, get a nice stretch. We'll take just another 3 more breaths of any kind of movement you want to do. Nice job. 1 more breath. So building up to bow pose, we're going to start just by doing a little bit more back compression here. So bringing your elbows now tucked against the sides of your rib cage. We'll take a breath in through the nose, chin on the ground. As you exhale, you're pressing gently into your palms, peeling your chest up, Bhujangasana Cobra Pose. Heart is open to the space in front of you as you breathe. Feel the front of the hip space plant itself on your mat. Almost like you're widening your pelvis toward the earth. One more breath here. Nice job. So, taking another inhale, we're going to add a little bit more to this. Lengthening your legs against the mat behind you. And then exhale, bending the right knee, taking your right hand and reaching toward the right foot. Now, you don't have to have your hand make contact with the foot if it doesn't feel comfortable. You can still think of sending your fingertips right back, energetically reaching, even if they don't quite make contact. And just like your half heroes pose, you want to think of engaging with your inner hip rotators just so that you feel the legs comfortably distant from each other. I talked a good portion of that. You're already halfway through your time. Take a few more breaths. Nice job. From here, if you have that right foot in your hand or are reaching back, inhale, release that foot, bring it down to the ground. And then once the right hand is under the right shoulder, exhale, taking the left knee to a bend, reaching that right hand back. This is a pretty long back compression, so at any point, be kind to your spine. Maybe the chest comes back down to the earth for a little bit. And if at any point you feel your sole of the foot touching your rear, that can be a goal if you want to have that kind of physical connection. It's again just about opening that left hip flexor in a different way. So even while this is more of a chest-focused, heart-opening experience that you're feeling today, your hip flexors are still definitely along for the ride, getting a benefit too. 3 more breaths. Great work. Taking that last inhale, nice big breath in to release that left foot. Bring it back to the ground. And when you feel the left palm under your left shoulder, we've been in a compression good enough. Exhale, peel the spine back toward the earth. Make that pillow for your forehead. Nice bit of moment to give relief by swaying the ankles side to side again, just soothing your front hip plate. Breathe. Two more breaths. Come back to your intention. How are you feeling? What are you feeling in your spine, in your heart, even in the fronts of the legs themselves? All of those places may have different messages to convey. Just depends on how much you want to communicate to the language of your body. All right. So we've just got one more little bit of compression to prepare you for Dhanurasana, and that is Salavasana, your locust pose. So Now, you can decide how much of this you would like to do. You are either welcome to focus just on the upper body for right now, so that when you get to bow pose, it's more about the legs, or you can do both upper and lower body. How that will feel for you. We're going to take a breath in through the nose, lengthening your arms out in front of you, and then pressing into the front of your hips. You're going to exhale, lifting the body off the ground. Now again, if you're just doing legs, then it's just the legs that are up. If you're just doing the arms, it's just the arms. They can even take any kind of form that serves you. You can do this reaching back as a preemptive preparation for bow pose, but it's still all about the shoulders are soft away from the ears, the heart is lifted. Hands can even be heart center-ish or out in front of you in Anjali Mudra. We're just taking 3 more breaths. Pressing into those inner hip rotators again. 1 more inhale. And last exhale. Great job. Breathe in, lifting a little higher if it feels great for you today. And then out of Salavasana, out of locust, peel everything back to the earth. Hips sway again, side to side a couple times. You're doing great, almost there. Last posture of your practice today is the one you've been building up toward and you've heard me reference a good bit throughout your journey today. Just taking another breath here for yourself. All right, Dhanurasana, bow pose. Great time to revisit whatever your focus is today, if your focus is the act of focusing, or any kind of intention that's calling out your name from your time on your mat today. So, you're going to want to make sure that your legs are hip distance away from each other, chest is on the ground, arms are out in front. When you feel that the front of the hip space is planted firmly on the ground, take a breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, lifting through your chest, taking another Salavasana, another locust. This time, you're then bending both of the knees, reaching your hands back. Just like earlier, you can still energetically send your fingertips back, all while pressing into those inner thighs, getting a lift. Dhanurasana, bow pose. Breathe. You're going right into your Savasana after this, so call this that last little stretch in the marathon. 3 more breaths, heart is open. Nice job. Last inhale. And last exhale. Great work. And then inhale once more, lifting yourself a little higher if it feels good, really pushing through that last mark. And then exhale. Oh, everything releases. Welcome back to the earth. Give yourself a moment to collect. What's your shoulder space communicating? What's your spine, your heart, your legs? Bow pose is a rather expressive posture to offer your body, especially after as much back compression as we've done leading up to it. So again, offer yourself some gratitude today. You've been building up toward this one, a steady incline, but now it's time for the decline. It's time to take this moment, and we'll stay on the abdomen unless you feel more comfortable moving back into a corpse pose. But given how we've been working on some spinal compression today, this can be a nice little extra release just to stay on your abdomen itself. arms can be, as ever, wherever you want them to be. But as you start to find your way to that last moment of rest, just taking a few moments here, think about how your body progressed today, moving between shapes, remembering your breath and your heartbeat, giving notice to any tension that decided to lodge itself within you at any point. Make this the time that you set that tension free, unbind it from your being. And then when you feel like you've given that moment of repose, that moment of observation, commit yourself to the surrendering, the total release that your Savasana gives you. A sign of gratitude for the work that you do on and off of your mat. Enjoy this respite, and thank you for what you do, because what you do and who you are makes this world a lot better to be in. Savasana. I'll bring you back shortly. And starting to bring yourself back to your mat. Nice deep dive in that place of your Savasana that you know well. Breathing in deeply through the nose. If you're on your abdomen still, maybe the breath is impacted a bit, but you still feel your abdomen against the earth, finding a form of rise. Maybe it's your back that rises. And then as you breathe out through the nose or sigh through the mouth, your abdomen eases back down to the earth. And as part of that return, take some time wiggling the fingertips and toes. Maybe even curling your toes on the mat, just like you did the first time you were on your abdomen, waking up the soles of your feet. All the while, you're tipping the ankles, making some small circles with your wrists, and then adding in any last bits of movement that help welcome you back to this corporeal plane that we share. Now you are more than welcome to end your time in this conjured shape of your Savasana today. Maybe it feels more comfortable, more familiar to meet in a seat of your choosing. Taking your time to make your way up to that place, and again, feeling free to drink some water, should you so choose. And then resetting the sit bones on the mat. Last little shifts in the body as the arms, legs, and eyes find a ceiling shape that serves your journey today. A steady progression practice taking you to the asana known as Dhanurasana, bow pose. Emblematic of the archer, of a particular pastime that involves focus, perfection through practice, knowing that even the act of perfection is something not to strive toward. It's more the journey that gets us to the destination. Every day is something new to embolden yourself with. Find new focus, like a light shining across the ocean, guiding you to the safe harbor where your lighthouse resides. As ever, it has been my humble, happy honor to have shared this space with you today as you have shared it with me. Thank you for making time for yourself in this helter-skelter world, and may you always live this life in your own authentic way, bringing forth your shine and radiance to this beautiful planet we share. The luminosity in me cherishes, respects, and will always celebrate the luminous, blooming heart in you. Shanti. Namaste. I thank you for taking your time today to join me on this little adventure with the Dhanurasana bow pose. If that was your first time experiencing Dhanurasana, just reflect on what your body is carrying from that posture. It certainly is one that takes a little bit of nourishing and nurturing in the system, but always give yourself gratitude for any work that you do on and off of your mat. So until we meet each other again, may this life be kind to you always. Namaste.